Deepti Laurent is with me on the set to take a look at the top stories today. Hi, Deepti.
Hi, Jeannie.
We're going to start in Malaysia, where the former Prime Minister Najib Razak has been charged with corruption.
That's right. He's been charged in the country's biggest ever corruption scandal involving billions of dollars. The courtroom drama began this Wednesday. That's what the Star, the Malaysian tabloid, says on its front page. Najib Razak, a former Prime Minister, was charged by a court with money laundering and breach of trust. Now, the Star calls the court's, quote, swift action commendable, but warns that deeper actions like forcing politicians to declare their assets or regulating party funding is necessary. The other challenge will be ensuring that this is seen as much more than just a personal vendetta by the current Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad against his former protege. Now, Utusan, which is another Malaysian news website, they report that the youth movement of Malaysia's main opposition party has called for Razak to be given the opportunity to defend himself and say he should and is entitled to a fair trial.
Let's move our attention now to Tunisia, where that country has elected its first ever female mayor.
The mayor of Tunis, that's right, the Tunisian paper La Presse calls it an historic election. Souad Abderrahim is the new mayor of the capital, Tunis. She's the first woman to govern a city in the country's history. La Presse is paying tribute to her, quote, strength of character. Now, the Arab language paper Asaba says she'll actually be feminizing a post that's typically seen as being quite masculine. In fact, the mayor of Tunis in the past is often referred to as Sheikh El Medina, which is a masculine term. The paper also hails the fact that Abderrahim doesn't wear a headscarf, and she comes from the Islamist Ennahda party, so they say it's doubly significant, this victory. 53-year-old Abderrahim actually runs a pharmaceutical company in Tunis, but her foray into politics began way back in the 1980s when she joined a student union, a group that was dissolved by Ben Ali, and she ended up spending 2 weeks in prison.
All right, some sports news now. Quick word on the World Cup after England made it through to the quarterfinals.
And I guess just by the skin of their teeth, we might say, relief and jubilation. Those are the two emotions we're seeing across the papers. The English side are through to the quarters for the first time since 2006. And as you said, it wasn't easy. At last, the Daily Mirror says, the win over Colombia means they're in to, they'll be meeting Sweden in the quarterfinals. Bring it on. That's what the Mirror says on its front page. And, you know, the war of words has already begun, because in the Swedish press, we found this piece from Nyheter, Dagens Nyheter, that warns the English side that the, quote, modest Swedish team will be a nightmare to beat.
Another one to watch, Deepti. All right, in the States now, a woman who posted a picture of herself standing next to a black giraffe that she had hunted and killed has spoken out about what she did.
Well, that post back in June drew a lot of scorn. It drew a lot of criticism from people, from celebrities, social media users. Now that woman has defended her actions, saying her prey was actually too old to breed and had in the past killed 3 younger bulls. So she says her actions were actually protecting the giraffe population. And the Washington Post actually seems to agree. They've spoken to a conservationist who confirmed that the species of giraffe that she killed is actually increasing in the wild. It's not becoming rarer and rarer. But in any case, it's drawn a lot of questions about the morality of her actions. And there's an article from The Independent that it's quite controversial, I think, because in this article, they say, you know, someone is always posting a picture of their meat-filled meal on Instagram. In fact, for this writer, meat eaters kill 50 animals a year, whereas game hunters kill fewer than a handful. So where do you draw the moral line? Why is it acceptable to kill pigs and chickens for consummation? Why is it not acceptable to kill giraffes if it's protected? You know, the writer says neither has a moral superiority, but where do we draw the line?
It is a good question. All right, just to wrap up now, for all of you Americans out there, today is July 4th. America's national holiday.
Happy 4th of July to you, Jeannie. USA Today's been giving us some fun facts. 3 presidents have died on the 4th of July. I'm not sure if you can name any of them. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams.
I did know those two.
They actually died on the same year of the 4th of July. Now, people born on the day include former First Daughter Malia Obama, so happy birthday to her. Another fun tidbit, Americans consume nearly 150 million hot dogs on July the 4th. That actually covers the distance from Washington to LA. So you get a good deal, a good idea of how much they eat. In fact, the national, do you know this one? The annual Nathan famous hot dog eating contest
Yes.
in Coney Island. It's an annual fixture of the July the 4th holiday. And apparently it started in 1916 when 4 immigrants challenged each other to a hot dog eating contest to see who was the most devoted U.S. citizen. Now, the reigning champion of the competition is Joey Chestnut. In 2013, he set the world record for eating, get this, 73 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That's more than 2,000 calories. This year's contest will actually be broadcast on ESPN, so I guess somewhere it's considered a sport.
I guess so. I don't know if that's the best thing about America, but hey, it is part of our culture. We'll take it. Thank you so much for that deep on there. With that look at the press review, happy 4th of July to you if you celebrate it. Don't forget you can get a closer look at the press review on our website. The address is france24.com.